Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives. It's today. How to Get Away with Murder, Season 6, Episode 14, you guys. It's so fucking cold today. I mean, like, I don't know what's going on. Mother Nature don't know. She's over it, too. Anyway, you guys, we about to be at the end with our girl. I'm so sad about it. I've been really enjoying these last few episodes, ever since they came back from their break. I've really been enjoying it. I feel like they took the time. I know some people, and everybody's not going to always be satisfied, but I am. So I'm enjoying it, you guys. It was a good episode. It's so funny because I'll be watching the show. This is why I tell people that it's different when you watch it to critique it and when you watch it just for pleasure. A lot of times when I'm just trying to write my notes down or type my notes in, I can't always understand what's going on the show. It's not until afterwards and I actually read my notes and then I'll be like, oh, but I'll just be typing what I hear and making sure that I get the stuff down, but it still won't be registering exactly what happened in the show. So that was definitely the case today. I just was like, last night I was just like, okay, I mean, I kind of got the gist of what was happening, but there were a lot of parts that I was a little confused on. But we clear today, y'all. So that ain't the Rona. Just something went down my throat wrong. Anyway, you guys, but let's get on to this review, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show opens with Annalise getting dressed. It's the first day of trial, and you know what? She's got to be at her best. She's not quite sure how she should look, though. Should she be girly? Should she be strong? Should she be masculine? It's all of these choices. Now, while she's trying to figure that out, it flashes back to when she tells Bonnie about Fine As Frank being Hannah and Sam's little boy. And, of course, Bonnie is looking at her like, what? And Annalise is like, that's exactly why Fine As Frank got him out of jail. He knew that he was his son, okay? And he protected him even after he had killed their babies. Sam was clear on who Fine As Frank was. Now, Bonnie wants to tell Fine As Frank, but Annalise is like, nope, don't say nothing. You know what? Instead, go to her people, whoever you got to talk to, and tell them that we know. So she got to have to agree to sell out the governor, And if she doesn't, then we are going to blast it all over the place that she and Sam had this baby. So that is Annalise's plan. Gonna blackmail her sister-in-law into helping her. But still, all this is going through her mind while she's trying to see what she looks like. How should she have her hair? She's looking at a wig. This is just pretty conservative enough, but not too, not too plain, but not too jazzed up. Maybe she should just wear her own fucking hair. You know what? That's what she's going to do. Hell, if she goes down, she wants to go down looking like herself. I said, that's right. Black power. But I was like, Annalise, you going to win, girl. You going to win. So we see Bonnie, like Annalise tells her to do. She goes and talks to the lawyer. Hey, listen, let me put it to you like this. The baby got the same DNA as both of them, too. We think you know what that means, Mr. Lawyer Man. How about you call Hannah, if you don't believe me, and let her confirm it for you, okay? I'll wait. Now, we see Connor and Oliver at the house. They're talking. And you know what? 5 years of jail time, well, it ain't too bad. Let Connor get through that, and then Oliver and Connor can start their lives together. They're getting prepared for the first day at trial as well. So is Michaela. She's with her father. And, she's got this outfit, and the father's like, no, it's all wrong, okay? A little too strong, too alpha. Juries don't like alpha women. So let's do something a little bit cuter, a little bit softer, a little bit more demure. So he pulls out like a cashmere pink sweater. And she was like, that's disgusting. Even though that's all she wore the first couple of seasons. But you know what? It's perfect. So we go to court. It is the United States of America versus Annalise Keaton. Prosecution is over there. Annalise and Steen over here. Everybody looking good. We ready. Okay. The prosecution says, you know what? There's a conflict of interest here. Okay. We got a problem with Steen being a lawyer, Annalise's lawyer. Steen has done some questionable things in the past. Okay. And we have a witness here that can corroborate this story. Oh, who is the witness? You guys ain't gonna believe it, but you already know. It's Laurel and her fucking eyebrows. I said, you bitch. Are you really trying to help out the prosecution? what? Oh, Laurel and her eyebrows, she's up on the stand. She had left Philadelphia because she was worried for, the safety of herself and her son. So she had to get the hell on out. Steen was the one that helped her get away, and that, she's helped in the past. She's got ties to the family and all of this. And Steen is trying to argue, like, wait a minute, she can't come in here and say it's a conflict. The only person that could have a problem with me being her lawyer is Annalise. Okay? Well, why she say that? Because then Annalise stand up and she was like, you know what? Forget about Steen, Judge. I'll be my own lawyer. Okay? And Steen is looking at her like, ain't this about what? You gonna do what? You know what they say about a person that represents themselves, but of course, not all persons are Annalise Keaton. So now Annalise is representing herself. When they get a break, they go back in the back room and Steen is pissed. Like, you fell right into their trap. Like, why would you do that? And you better not say you don't trust me, because I've been in on your corner ever since day one. And Annalise was like, I don't trust you. Fuck. Annalise don't trust nobody at this point. I don't blame her. Okay. Annalise is the best lawyer that she knows. So you know what? She gonna do what she gotta do. Sorry about it, Steen, if it hurts your feelings, but I gotta do this. So Annalise goes back out into the hallways of the courthouse, talking to Fine-Ass Frank, and they see Laurel and her eyebrows and a little baby Christopher over there, and they're kind of looking over there in disgust. And then Bonnie walks in. Okay. And then she sees Laurel and her eyebrows. I said, girl, I know you is nervous with your man. I know that pit in your stomach was like, that bitch is back. She was like, why is she here? And Fine-Ass Frank was like, being a snitch. Anyway, Bonnie just says in front of Fine-Ass Frank, that she couldn't find out where Real Nice Nate was. Okay. So Annalise, to get Fine-Ass Frank out the way, she tells him to go try to find out what the kid's immunity deal is. All right. And then when he leaves, she was like, please tell me Hannah said yes. And she said, well, Hannah said that you're going to have to sign a non-disclosure, paperwork. And if you decide to tell anybody about Fine-Ass Frank being Sam and Hannah's baby, then she gonna get you for $100 million. Okay, and Annalise just rolls her eyes. Now, Fine-Ass Frank still trying to locate Real Nice Nate. Okay, calls him. Of course, Real Nice Nate don't answer the phone because he's down there to the jailhouse with Papa Castillo, and he's trying to get him to testify against the governor. What else? That's all this man got is fucking tunnel vision. Tells him the feds will lower your sentence. Of course, Papa Castillo don't believe that. Real Nice Nate goes on to tell him that, they know that the governor was in on it, but, they need the testimony. So, and they want the governor way more than they want Papa Castillo. And that the governor is never going to let herself get caught. So why don't you get her before she gets you? Gave a little something for him to think about. Now, let's get to these opening statements. The prosecution comes up first, and, they're talking about what an excellent lawyer that Annalise is. She's so good that she went up to the Supreme Court and she was able to get all of these criminals to walk free again. What a conniving and controlling and a manipulative person that she is. Okay, that she got these kids to kill her husband, Sam. Wes Gibbons was the one that led the whole thing. Then he goes on to talk about how, Rebecca was killed, and then Sinclair, and then Hapstall, and then D.A. Miller. It's quite a body count there. But really, none of them belong to Annalise. But they keep saying that she abused her power and people are dead because of it. Now, Annalise comes up there and she says, she's used to being called all these names, she's the strong, black, angry woman as far as they're concerned. But you know what? Right is right and wrong is wrong. And the Castillos and the governor are the ones that are trying to ruin her life. They're the guilty ones, not Annalise. And they're coming after her because of what she did for Real Nice Nate's daddy. Listen to this. Power abuses power, and they will do what they have to do to get me. An innocent woman. All right, so we done got the opening statements out of the way. During the break, Michaela and Connor confront Laurel and her eyebrows. Why are you here? She said that her location was pinged in Brooklyn. Okay, they were like, Brooklyn, you were just an hour of fucking away from us all of this damn time. And she was just like, yeah, but I had to get away because of baby Christopher. It's always about baby Christopher. Laurel and the Eyebrows has negotiated with the FBI that if she comes in and testifies that she gets probation, no jail time. And remember, Michaela and Connor, so far as we know, so right now, They both still have to do their 5 years jail time. Now, back in court, Gorgeous Gabe walks in right as Michaela's getting called to the stand, okay? And she's testifying. They're asking her questions about the night that Sam died. Of course, she puts it all on Wes, says that Wes is actually the one that pushed him over the banister when we know that it really was Michaela. And also that Wes went and hit him in the head with some statue. And they were like, oh, really? Wes did all of that? Well, why would he do that for Annalise? And child, that Michaela said because she was sleeping with him. I said, who? Annalise was sleeping with Wes? Oh my God, Michaela, are you really doing this? You bitch. Oh my God, I was so disgusted. I said, Michaela, you selling out like this, girl? Even Annalise, everybody in there was looking. Annalise was like, I said, girl, you better tear her apart when you get up there. All this whole episode, Annalise had to self-talk. I said, yeah, get her. So she gets up there and she says, so do you have proof that me and Wes was sleeping together? And she says, no, but everybody knew it. You know, I could tell the way you looked at each other. And she was like, and you always had him in the office. And Annalise was like, I called everybody in the office, including you. Does that mean that we were sleeping together? She said, but you called Wes in the most. Is it possible that you helped Wes kill Sam to impress me? Michaela tries to wrap the story around the fact that Annalise is an egomaniac controller, and that's the reason why she did it. Annalise done had enough of this. She finally tells everybody that Michaela was the one responsible for getting Drake sent back to the Middle East. She called ICE. Weren't you the person that did that? You know, she says that she didn't. Annalise was like, oh, really? She has the recording of Michaela calling the ICE agents. Remember, Annalise was mad that she did that. But I guess Annalise knew that maybe this day might come. So let me keep this in the little phone. After she lets everybody hear it, Michaela says, that wasn't me, but everybody knows that it was her. Okay. So Annalise does do a little damage to Michaela, at least shows that she's a liar, but is that enough? Well, Annalise doesn't think so. When they have a break and she's talking to Bonnie and Steen, she tells Bonnie, look, that's not enough to win. All right. She knows that that's not enough. And she tells Bonnie, go on and make the $100 million deal. Okay, let's get this shit done. Bottom line is Annalise needs Hannah to win. Now, Michaela, on this little break, gets confronted by Gorgeous Gabe. You mean to tell me all this time you've been lying to me? Okay, you were there, you helped kill my father, and you didn't say nothing to me. You hanging out with me? Like, that's sick. Something is wrong with you. Michaela tries to say, oh yeah, I did lie about that. You know, that little part. But everything else I did believe, I did feel, I like you and all of this. He was like, girl, you could go somewhere with all that bullshit. I said, thank you, Gorgeous Gabe. I am so glad that he is done with your old trifling ass. Now, Finance Frank, he goes to visit Laurel and her eyebrows, okay? Or maybe he says he's going to visit little man, okay, little Christopher. When he walks in, he's so happy to see Christopher. He missed Christopher, and I guess Christopher missed him, you know, as far as a little 2-year-old baby could. Anyway, Laurel and Eyebrows says that she missed Finance Frank. I said, oh, really? You acted like he was a fucking boil when he was around. I mean, you couldn't even stomach him. But all of a sudden, you get off to Brooklyn somewhere and now you missed him. Ain't that convenient? Anyway, she goes and tells him that she has something to tell him, but she's afraid that it might hurt him. And he was like, I'm all out of hurt when it comes to you. I was like, who fucking wrote that? It's so corny. But anyway, she says, sometimes I just wish that I would have said yes and, that we would have made a little family. I said, Laurel and her eyebrows, girl, you was really trying it, huh? You ain't never thought that. I guess hindsight is 20/20. He said that the only reason why he fell for Laurel and her eyebrows is because she made him feel worthy. He hated himself, and his family, where he came from. So she gave him another side of himself, made him feel good. She said, you are good. I said, no, he not. Why y'all lying? Finance Frank is a sociopath. Anyway, he tells Laurel and her eyebrows that she's strong enough to do the right thing. Please do not testify against Annalise. Do not lie on her after all you guys have been through. But Laurel and her eyebrows, she has to protect dear little Christopher. So she don't really have a choice. Back at Bonnie's house, Bonnie calls a lawyer and she's telling them that we good on the $100 million deal. All right. And right as she's hanging up the phone, Fine Ass Frank walks in, who was that? And she tells him it was somebody else. But anyway, she says, so what did Laurel and her eyebrows say? And he says, well, she's still testifying. Now, next day in court, right before Connor is about to get up on the stand, Fine Ass Frank tells Annalise that Michaela got a better deal than Connor, that she negotiated something differently. And Annalise was like, tell Connor, So when Connor is coming in, Fine Ass Frank is walking past him and he says, Michaela got a better deal. He's going to tell. So, of course, Connor get up there and he get to breathing and, he's starting to have a fucking panic attack and all of this. Everybody in the courthouse is looking. Annalise is looking like, Of course, they break so Connor can get his breaths together. And when he gets in the back, he's talking to the FBI man. He said, did Michaela get a better deal than I did? And he was like, no, you guys are both still doing, you're still getting 5 years. FBI man reminds him that you actually got a better deal because you negotiated, immunity for your husband. So now that Connor has that information, he gets up on the stand. He okay now. Okay, must have got his inhaler or something. He get to lying, much like Michaela, and says how Annalise gave orders to get rid of the body and told them that they couldn't tell anyone and that they just wanted to make Annalise happy. That's all that they was there for, is to make her happy. So Annalise is sitting back there watching too. She self-talking again, and she was just like, tear his ass apart. I said, get that motherfucker, Annalise. So she get up there and she says, so did you fake your damn panic attack so you can buy yourself some time? He says, no, he has those occasionally. Oh, okay. You sure you didn't cut a deal to lie on me, right? Nope. He says he's not lying. All right. Well, now she got to tear him down, show that he's a liar too. So she mentions the paper that he wrote to get into law school. Okay. Remember this conversion camp that you talked about shutting down? She was like, yeah, I checked on it. It never existed. Okay. He was like, so is that why you brought me into the class? Because you knew that I would lie? And she was like, no, that's not why. Okay. I just thought you wrote a good paper, but you was lying on there. Okay. You gonna let everybody else know that, when you got with your husband before you fell all in love, you was using him. You lied about him. Like you are lying about me right now. Because you don't really like me, do you, Connor? But of course, Connor can't deny it. And Oliver is sitting in the audience. He's listening, and I was like, good. Okay. And Oliver's head is up in the clouds all the damn time. Give him a dose of fucking reality. So we break, I guess, for the day. Back at home, Michaela and Connor are there, and, they're talking, and Connor is bothered by what Fine Ass Frank told him. He says, did you negotiate a better deal than me? And she says, what? No, I still got the same deal that you have. Fine Ass Frank is just trying to get into your head. But Connor still, I don't think he was real too sure about that. Now, Hannah got some more stipulations to this deal. She goes back and tells Bonnie, and Bonnie relays to Annalise that the only way that she's going to sign this whole deal is if Annalise admits that she killed Sam on the stand. Steen was like, oh, hell no, we're not doing that. Annalise, don't even think about doing that. If you do that, you're going to lose everything. So the answer is no, right? Annalise is looking like, well, not really. I said, Annalise, what are you doing? But Annalise goes home, and you know what? She's having all this self-talk. It's interesting that this would happen on the second to the last episode. I mean, she doesn't really do this type of thing. But I guess we're trying to get the insides of Annalise's mind. So she's saying, give Hannah what she wants. Okay, just free yourself. Sign the damn paperwork. How hard can it be? Annalise is looking over the paperwork. She's still giving herself this self-talk. Then she says, no, Annalise, Hannah does not get to win this. Okay, be smart. Be smart. Be smart. Be smart. Be smart, Annalise. Steen and Bonnie are still at the office, though. They having a drink. Okay, because Annalise does that to women. Steen says that Annalise is doing all this out of fear. She cannot do this. She tells Bonnie that Annalise makes her feel alive. And Bonnie was like, girl, who you telling? I mean, why you think I've been around all these years? Bonnie and Steen is both in love with Annalise, but in different ways. But look, we still got to work on Laurel and her eyebrows. She the next one to testify. So, Fine Ass Frank meets Laurel and her eyebrows in the garage. That's the unofficial meeting place, and she's like, okay, what did you want? And Annalise pops up and she says, this is not going to take long. Annalise is there to ask a favor. Laurel and her eyebrows had the nerve to tell her that she ruined her own life, and then she blamed everybody else and she wouldn't take responsibility for it. I said, you motherfuckers is pissing me off today. First that damn Michaela, and then that damn Connor, and now Laurel and her eyebrows with this shit. She starts all this damn song and dance about how she protecting her son and whatnots. And Elisa's trying to explain to her that your family is the reason why I am in this mess that I am in today. Do you know that my life has been a living hell? Do you know that your family, your brother, tried to cook fine-ass Frank? Laurel and her eyebrows was like, did he really? Then short-circuited the man a few weeks ago. You wouldn't know it today because he's all healed up, but he was burnt to a crisp. Laurel and her eyebrows says, look, I have to say this or else they're going to take Christopher. Annalise was like, if you do this, you're going to be just like your father. Your father, who you haven't been able to stand all of your life. You want Christopher to look at you the way that you look at your father? Because that's exactly what's going to happen if you get up there and you lie. Christopher is going to hate you for this. Do you know that bitch said, the woman with no children does not get to be the one to tell me what decisions to make. I said, ain't this about a bitch? I said, Annalise, if you don't fuck her up right now, I mean, we going to be okay if you beat her ass in the parking lot. I guess we ain't got that kind of time. I mean, talk about a gut punch. You know how Annalise feels about the fact that she hasn't been able to bear a child. I said, you bitch. So, next day in court, Laurel and her eyebrows is up on the stand. I say, here we go again. Okay, already prepared to be annoyed. So, yeah, prosecution is asking her questions. And, she's painting Annalise to be out, to be this egomaniac, controller, manipulative bitch. You don't say no to Annalise Keating. So they start to ask her about the night that Sam died, much like they asked Michaela. And she starts to make it seem like, Annalise was given the orders. They start to weigh in on the psychological influence that Annalise has. And then suddenly, Laurel and her eyebrows has a change of heart. I said, damn it, Peter No Walk. You are not going to make me sit up here and like Laurel and her eyebrows. You not going to make me do it. But Laurel and her eyebrows, she can't help herself. She says, you know what? I'm lying. Okay. FBI man told me that I had to do this or I was going to lose my child. Wes was not sleeping with Annalise. I was. I have a child with Wes. That is my son, Christopher. Wes made the decision to kill Sam on his own. Annalise did not tell Wes to kill Sam. And we did not get forced to admit anything. I said, well, I knew they was going to make Laurel and her eyebrows be the same. I'm telling you, because they love Laurel and her eyebrows, even though she done got on our damn nerves the whole time. So I was just sitting there like, trying not to feel good, but I was like, maybe this might be too little, too late. Of course, she upends the court with that one. Even Annalise, everybody in there is surprised that she just flipped like that. But she just goes and tells the truth. And then she says, I'm sorry that I lied, Annalise. I was like, well, you do have a heart, huh? I guess it was the fact that she saved your baby in that elevator all while you was bleeding out, pressed her little fingers against his chest and made sure his heart stayed beating. Girl, you was gonna sit up there and lie on this woman and you wouldn't even have the baby? You might not even be here if it wasn't for her. So yes, you owed her that. So I'm still got an attitude with that fucking Laurel and her eyebrow. So they get a break, okay? And, hey, Steen is like, baby, this one is in the bag, all right? Laurel and her eyebrows went on and told the truth, and Annalise was like, it's still not enough. She's worried about Real Nice Nate, who still is left to testify. Plus, they still have Michaela and Connors testify, and she's not really sure. Look, there go the Amazon man. Is he coming to my house? She's not really sure if that's going to be enough. She's telling them, you know what? Fuck it. Give me the paperwork. I'm going to sign it. Steen was like, you cannot do this. You are going to lose everything that you worked so hard for. And Annalise was like, well, what the fuck is everything at this point? Okay? I've been fighting. I've been having all this shit going on. They got me on trial for murder like 5 people. I ain't killed no damn body. Maybe it is time for me to start all the way over. Get rid of all of the baggage that is Annalise Keating and start fresh. Be free. Give me this fucking paperwork so I can sign it. Okay, she signs it. She walks off and she was like, there, Annalise Keating is dead. I said, oh no, Annalise. ask the Amazon man. I don't want him to see me in the car. Let him walk by. Child, we get an Amazon box every day. You know what the fuck we be ordering. Now, we see Bonnie in the parking lot, and she's talking to Fine-Ass Frank. Fine-Ass Frank got that look on his face. Bonnie already know what it means. I said, oh, Miss Winterbottom, he about to break your heart, girl. He about to do it to you. He says that he wants to talk to her about Laurel and her eyebrows. I said, here it comes. He been curving you, child, for years, right? If Annalise goes down, we all go down, okay? But he doesn't want to go down keeping anything from Bonnie, okay? And he says that he still loves her. I know you ain't just said, I know you ain't just fixed your mouth to say, okay, first it was Michaela, then it was that damn Connor, then it was that fucking Laurel and eyebrows, then it was Peter Nowalk who made me like Laurel and eyebrows, now it's that fucking Fine-Ass Frank sitting up here. Are you really telling this girl that you is in love with Laurel and eyebrows still? I said, oh my God, really? Fine-Ass Frank, really? All fucking night I've been annoyed. All fucking night. I said, Miss Cold Ass, if you ain't killed his ass by the end of this conversation. But let's jump over to the kids. So Michaela and Connor, they go back to confront Laurel and her eyebrows. Now they pissed because, damn it, we all said we was gonna lie on this stand. Well, Laurel and her eyebrows wasn't a part of that pact, first of all. Okay. Secondly, she wants to be a good person. She don't want to get up there and get the lying on Annalise because Annalise doesn't deserve it. Michaela was like, you're gonna lose Christopher because of this. And she was like, no, I'm not. If Annalise wins, I won't. And she says, but she's not going to win. Laurel and the eyebrows gives this whole speech about how she wants to be good and, you know, she wants Christopher to look at her as a good person and all of that. We still don't know where mama is. Okay. You know you done did something to that mama, so you ain't really all that good, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. So, you know, they going back and forth and arguing, and Connor is saying how, you know what, they gonna go to jail for 5 years and then this is all gonna be over. And Michaela was like, yeah, no, you going to jail for 5 years because I lied about the renegotiation. I did renegotiate a deal. Okay. I did get probation, no jail time. I said, ooh, that Michaela. I said, Connor, boy, you ought to feel real stupid right now. You the only one going to jail. Okay, you wanted to say something a long damn time ago. I was like, these kids is self-imploding. So now it's every man for himself, obviously. Bonnie, she has the paper. Annalisa signed it, so she takes it back to the lawyer. We find with it everything that Hannah said that she wanted, Annalise has agreed to. Okay. But back at the house, Michaela's trying to convince Connor that he can get the same deal that she did. You know, we can renegotiate. It's still time. But Connor's like, no, we cannot. He's pissed off that Michaela lied to him, didn't tell him what she did, all of that, you know. Now he the only one got to go to jail. Oliver gonna meet him a new daddy while he in jail. And Laurel gets a text message. So while they over there arguing and talking and whatever, you know, Laurel's looking at her phone, and then she holds up her phone and she says, my brother is dead. Okay, the news is just dropping that they found his body. So Annalise and Steen are watching it, and Steen was like, was this Fine-Ass Frank? And Annalise looks at her and says, no, Real Nice Nate. Okay, and speaking of Real Nice Nate, he's still down there to the jailhouse trying to talk Papa Castillo into testifying. Now he lets him know that his son is dead, okay, and that the governor is behind this. Of course, Papa Castillo, he's taken over by emotions. How do I know that you didn't do this? And he was like, if I did it, he would be at the FBI. He wouldn't be dead. He uses that. Go on and do what you got to do because the governor done killed your baby boy. Do it for Xavier. But hey, now that Annalise sit back and think about everything, you know what? This is working out perfectly. Hey, Tupac. Her and Steen, child, they ready to celebrate. They got the champagne about to bust it open, you know, and have them a drink or two. I'm sorry, Steen isn't there. It's just Annalise. So she's ready to pour a drink out for Bonnie. And Bonnie come inside, and, you know, Bonnie don't never look like she happy. Okay, looking like the cat been pulled through the keyhole. All right, and Annalise was like, what's wrong? Bonnie tells her that she went and gave the paperwork to the lawyer for Hannah, and said lawyer went to take the paperwork to Hannah, but when he got there, Hannah then blew her brains out. I said, ooh. Of course, Annalise was like, she didn't shoot herself. That's that fucking governor, the ghost governor, because we ain't seen her this whole season. But Bonnie is looking at her again, and she says, or it could be Fine Ass Frank. And Annalise was like, well, why would Fine Ass Frank kill her? Remember that conversation I was telling you where Fine Ass Frank told Bonnie that he was still in love with Laurel and her eyebrows? Okay, let's get back to that. Bonnie was very hurt by what he said. She started to shrivel in, much like, a wilted flower. But he said that he's done lying. He wants to be with Bonnie because with Bonnie, he gets to be him. Bonnie understands him and knows his every single nook and cranny. Okay? So while he do still love Laurel and his eyebrows, he loved Bonnie even more, I guess, child. And he want to be with her. Okay, so now Bonnie is like, okay, we don't have any secrets. I guess I better let him know this. Okay, so then she says, listen, Fine Ass Frank, you ain't gonna believe this. Hannah and Sam had a baby together, and it was a little boy. And she just kind of looking at him, hoping he gonna put it together, and then the realization comes over his face. And then all of a sudden, it just shoots across the screen, How to Get Away with Murder. And I was just like, is that how it's gonna end? It's a cliffhanger like that, you guys? I'm telling you, that shit was so good last night. I was like, you did that. Y'all did that tonight. Yay, hey, I'm with it. I'm with it. All right, you guys, let me get off of here and get on in this house and do my work and get this edited and up to you guys. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.